Man, I'm built different, period. I'm just built different, man. And I've always had an eye, discipline, and a work ethic that I've had at a young age that I just apply it there.
Did you know that the ancient Egyptians had excellent oral hygiene? They used to brush their teeth with a material that is still used today in some toothpastes. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we are going to talk about how the ancient Egyptians used to clean their teeth. Let's get into it. The ancient Egyptians were known for their advanced civilization, and one aspect that stood out was their dental hygiene practices. Unlike many other ancient cultures, they paid great attention to the cleanliness of their teeth and gums, which led to a much higher rate of dental health among them. The methods they used were simple, yet effective, and often included natural ingredients that are still used today. So, if you want to learn how these ancient people kept their teeth pearly white, keep watching this video. Egyptians were obsessed with good looks, and this extended to their smiles. They believed that having clean teeth and healthy gums was essential to looking your best. It was believed that bad breath or missing teeth could make you look unattractive. They even mummified teeth and placed them in the mouths of the dead so that they would have a perfect smile in the afterlife. Unlike most ancient cultures, the Egyptians took care of their teeth throughout their lives. As children, they started brushing their teeth early on. Egyptian parents would help their kids brush their teeth and clean their mouth after meals. And from a very young age, children would take care of their teeth by themselves. In fact, there has been evidence found of children under the age of 12 years old getting dental surgery for abscessed teeth. That's pretty hardcore. This focus on oral health was likely due to the influence of the gods. They believed that the mouth was the gateway to the body and needed to be kept clean and healthy for the body to function at its best. They also linked the cleanliness of your mouth to how fragrant you smelled because, let's face it, nobody likes bad breath. So what did they use to clean their teeth? They didn't have fancy electric toothbrushes or whitening strips, but their methods were surprisingly effective. They used a soft material called papyrus. Papyrus was made by wrapping a thin layer of linen or cotton cloth around a stick. The Egyptians used this tool to scrape away any excess food particles and remove any buildup of plaque. Pretty ingenious, right? This method is still used today in some forms of teeth cleaning. The Egyptians also used a powder made of ground up animal bones to clean their teeth. This powder was abrasive enough to remove any surface stains, leaving the teeth looking shiny and white. But that wasn't all. They also used it to prevent gum disease. See, the Egyptians knew the importance of not just having clean teeth, but also healthy gums. Gum disease can lead to bad breath, tooth loss, and even infection. So they came up with a paste made of ground up herbs and spices like cinnamon and cloves. These spices had anti-inflammatory properties that could soothe any irritation or inflammation in the gums. Here's an example of a recipe for making a toothpaste-like substance that Egyptians used. You will need 1 tablespoon of ground up animal bone, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, half a teaspoon of ground cloves, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Mix all the ingredients together thoroughly and your toothpaste is ready. You can use this by dipping a papyrus into the mixture and brushing your teeth with it. Speaking of salt, it was another item that the Egyptians used to clean their teeth. Salt has been used for centuries as a natural teeth whitener, and Egyptians would mix salt with water to make a solution and then use it to rinse their mouth. It's actually still recommended by dentists today to help fight off bacteria and reduce bad breath. In addition to their teeth cleaning routine, the Egyptians also had a healthy diet. They ate plenty of fruits and vegetables, which provided the necessary vitamins and minerals for strong teeth and healthy gums. They also limited their intake of sugary foods and drinks because they knew that excess sugar could lead to tooth decay. And yes, even back in those days, they knew that eating too much sugar was not healthy for you. Turns out our ancestors were pretty smart. When it comes to taking care of their teeth, they had figured out the basics of preventative care long before modern dentistry became a thing. By scraping away plaque and tartar buildup, using natural toothpastes, and maintaining a healthy diet, the Egyptians were able to keep their teeth clean and healthy throughout their lives. Their practices were not only effective, but also sustainable. Unlike some later civilizations that relied on imported goods for their oral care, the Egyptians used materials that were readily available in their environment. For example, papyrus was made from plants that grew along the Nile River. while the ingredients for their toothpastes and mouthwashes were often foraged from nearby forests or gardens. But the Egyptian obsession with teeth wasn't just about aesthetics or preventing cavities. It was also a matter of survival. As mentioned earlier, the Egyptians believed that the mouth was the gateway to the body and keeping it clean was essential for overall health. In fact, they believed that diseases entered the body through the mouth, causing illness and even death. So by practicing good oral hygiene, the Egyptians were not only keeping their breath fresh and their teeth white, but also protecting themselves from illness. It's safe to say that the Egyptians were onto something. Their methods may seem rudimentary by today's standards, but they were highly effective and sustainable. Instead of relying on fancy gadgets or imported goods, the Egyptians used what they had to keep their teeth clean and healthy. We can all learn a lesson from them. So next time you reach for that electric toothbrush or whitening strip, remember, the Egyptians may have started it all. The Egyptian civilization thrived along the banks of the Nile River in northeastern Africa for over 3,000 years. During this time, they developed a sophisticated culture that made significant contributions to mathematics, astronomy, medicine, and art. Their innovations and achievements continue to fascinate us today and provide insights into one of the most enduring civilizations in history. One of the most notable contributions of the Egyptians was their advancements in mathematics. They developed a sophisticated system of arithmetic and geometry, which they used for a variety of practical purposes, such as surveying land and constructing buildings. The Egyptians also made significant contributions to astronomy. They observed the stars and planets and developed a calendar based on their observations. They were also the first to use a sundial to tell time accurately. The Egyptians were also pioneers in medicine. They had a deep understanding of the human body and developed a number of treatments for various ailments. They performed surgeries, set broken bones, and developed a code of ethics for physicians. Their knowledge of anatomy and physiology was so advanced that it was centuries ahead of its time. The art and architecture of ancient Egypt is another area of significant contribution. They built some of the most impressive structures in history, including the pyramids and temples. Their sculptures and paintings were highly skilled and often depicted scenes from mythology and daily life. The art and architecture of ancient Egypt continue to inspire and amaze us today. Finally, the Egyptian civilization contributed greatly to the development of writing. They developed a system of hieroglyphics that was used for thousands of years to record their history, culture, and beliefs. Their writing system allowed them to communicate complex ideas and preserve their knowledge for future generations. In conclusion, the ancient Egyptians were a highly innovative and influential civilization. Their contributions to mathematics, astronomy, medicine, and arts have had a lasting impact on human history. We can learn so much from their achievements and strive to apply their lessons to our own lives today. That's all for now. If you liked the video, please subscribe and leave a comment. We'll see you in the next one.
Man, I'm built different, period. I'm just built different, man. And I've always had an eye, discipline, and a work ethic that I've had at a young age that I just kind of